Hello, friends. Good morning, and welcome to this blessed day. And also, I welcome you to this Facebook live broadcast. Where we feel free to share about everything that concerns us as a people. Remember, we are people blessed. We are people naturally blessed, naturally equipped. We have everything we need to live this life and enjoy it. So I welcome you, and I want to share with us what I title, Can You Preach the Factual Truth? Can you preach the truth? Average Christians, we think maybe it's like preaching Jesus, preaching gospel. Nah. We are not called to preach Jesus. We are not called to preach the gospel. We are not called, or we are not born to preach Jesus. We are not born to preach the gospel as they gave us, because the gospel we have been preaching is a lie. It's falsehood. It's a gossip. It's not real. It's fake that they gave to us, and we have been preaching it. In the name of the religion we belong to. Muslims believe in Jesus. Christians believe in Jesus. Of course, Jews believe in Jesus, but not with that name Jesus. They call him Yehoshua or Yeshua. So these three major religions that is destroying Africa or destroying people all over the world, they believe in Jesus. But I'm talking about now you are finding out the truth. Like myself, I have known the truth about whatever they taught me in Christianity. So now I've awakened, or I'm woke now, so I know the truth that Jesus is fake. Jesus never existed. There was no person that lived as you and I that was called Jesus, Yehoshua or Yeshua, whatever they say that to be maybe from God. It was just a myth that the people of the old many thousand years ago, many thousands years before Christianity, Judaism, Islam, all of them came out. They are all fake religions. So Islam, Christianity, Judaism, they are fake religions, and that's why they have brought fake life to us in Africa. You see how miserable our lives are in Africa, despite our resources, despite our exposure to what we call education. You still where Africa is stealing. And most people in Africa believe in God of Christianity, God of Islam, and God of Judaism. So where is that God in Africa? Nowhere to be found. But when you know the truth, then you find out that God never existed, that Jesus never existed, that Mary never existed, that Muhammad never existed, that Allah never existed. They are all made up stories designed to deceive us and keep us in bondage forever as slaves. But the truth is setting us free, because our ancestors weren't slaves. We are not descendants of slaves. No, they enslaved our ancestors, but that doesn't make us descendants of slaves. No, our ancestors were great and mighty men and women, and they were gods. So, and we are the children of gods. So, and that is the main truth I want to ask you. If you have finally found out that the truth is this: your father is God, your mother is goddess, and you are their child. Now, if you have known that truth, but your father and mother, they still believe that there is God in heaven, and to them it's a blasphemy for you to say they are God and goddess. So now you know this truth. Right? Can you be bold enough to call your family and say you want to preach the truth to them, and you walk up to your father and said, "You are my God," to your mother, "You are my goddess," because both of you created me, both of you made me. And if they are Christians or believe in the story of Adam and Eve, you tell them, "You are my father, you are God that said to my mother, let us make child or children in our own image and after our likeness." And here I am. I'm your own image and your likeness. Anyone that seen me has seen you. You are part of me and part of you. We cannot be separated forever because you made me. You created me. I'm telling you what will happen that day. Like you will see your religious father throw you out. You will see your religious mother throw you out. They may not do it violently, they may not do it physically, but within them, they are burning like how they can shred you. But there are things, circumstances that may warrant them not just to keep calm and say, they may say, oh, you know, you are speaking like a fool, you are speaking like a mad person, you don't know what you are talking. Oh, we pray, God, we deliver you from this, you are crazy. Oh, God, where are you? Oh, they will begin to bind and cast out devil that they will never be able to do anything. So think about it. You know that your father is God, your mother is goddess, and you and your siblings, you are the children of God. So all of you are gods because you are descending with your father. And if you know, the Bible said about honor, it said, children, honor your father and mother, right? Let me show you. The honor we're supposed to have is for our parents and for one another, not for any God. Because honor belongs to whom you have seen. Somebody that have achieved something, you see the person, you honor the person, you hold that person to high esteem, to high, with high respect. That's what honor is all about. How are you honoring an invisible being? Because they tell you he created this, he created that. Who told you he created that? Somebody told you that. Not the person that created it say he created. So it's a lie because you can't see the person. What if they tell you it's God in heaven that created the whole thing, while as it's God in the sea that created it? So you see, all this idea of creation is just man-made. Man made it up. It's out of man's imagination. Religion and all their teachings originated in the mind of man, not in the mind of any God. If it originated in the mind of God, of course, that God will tell you. But there's no God anywhere to tell you anything because man made up that God. Alright, so you're supposed to honor, like if you read Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9, it says, honor the Lord, that's honor God. He said, honor the Lord with your substance. How am I going to honor the Lord with my substance when I have not seen him? They say honor the Lord with your substance by giving it to the priest. So anyone you give your substance to, saying you are honoring God, you're making that person God. If you are honoring God with your substance, with your possession, with your first fruit, with anything, it's supposed to be the God you can see. When you give it to somebody, say you are giving it to any God, you are a fool. And this religion that made you fool. If God exists, honor him with your substance. Substance. Giving God supposed to be also substance. See him. Supposed to be physical. You don't honor spirit with physical thing. Physical thing go to physical people. So if God exists, honor him with your substance. I'm not against that. But if he does not exist, don't honor him by giving it to any man or any woman. If God exists, give him. If, let's say you achieve something, I want to honor you, and I go and give it to somebody else and said, I'm honoring you. It's not. Unless you are the one that asked me to give it to that person. And that's how they lie to you. They tell you, yeah, God want the deliverance to be collecting you at this, and God want the priest to be doing. But you Christians, you Muslims, God never asked you to give any pastor, any priest, anything. Why are you giving them? Oh, Tochku, you are welcome. I do something for someone and they say God did it. Yeah. It happens every time because that's our mentality. You help, they say, thank God. Oh, it is God. I used to believe that and I used to say that a lot. Because I used to be a minister in Christianity. So I used to do that. My aunt helped me to come to America. But when we sat in her house talking, when I said, I am in America by the grace of God. And she got upset. I didn't know that day, but I heard from somebody else telling me she was upset. It was just a few months ago that I went and I apologized to her. I said, you know, I was a nut. I was a religious nut. Because that's how we are brought up. I call my younger ones now in Nigeria, they will say, thank God. Oh, thank God we're back. Thank God this happened. I said, which God are you thanking? Which God are you thanking? You're supposed to see the God you are thanking. So he said, if you say, honor the Lord, honor God with your substance, honor God, you can't see God, so you don't have to honor. There's no need of honoring God you cannot see. If you're honoring God you cannot see, that means idolatry. You are worshiping idol because you cannot see, but you believe what you are doing. So, and also in 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 17, it says, honor people. Honor people. You can see people, you honor people. You don't honor people that you cannot see. Like I don't honor the dead. I don't honor the dead. No, but I can remember their good works. I can build on their good works because they existed before they died. So, if God is alive, honor God. But if God is dead, why are you honoring him? How can you honor the dead? The dead know nothing. Dead people don't know anything happening. You say you are building mansion for them, that's nonsense. You say you are honoring them with anything, that's nonsense. They know nothing. The only one that you can honor is the living. And if your God is alive, why are you giving honor? Honor that belongs to him, to a priest, to a pastor, to a pope, to an apostle, to bishop, to your daddy in the Lord or in the anything. You're supposed to give it to God directly. If God also is living, let him give it to whoever he wants. At least let him receive it from you first, not you giving it to one criminal that posed as a pastor, as a pope, as a bishop, as a pastor, as an evangelist, or as a teacher, or as a spiritual anything, and you say you are honoring God. No. Honor the, at least if somebody preached to you, you want to give to him, honor the person. That's different. But when you attach God to it, that's what? Delusional. That's wrong. Bible is just like a faceless knife. It will say stay today, slay today. Tomorrow it will say run, or on the same topic. Of course, confusion everywhere. It's a book of confusion though, because religion is confusion. So you honor people. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 17 say honor people, right? I want to show you something. Remember, I first quote Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9, which every Christian know when it comes to tithes and offering. Honor the Lord with your substance. That's one of the first Bible portion you must memorize as a preacher too. So honor the Lord with your substance. So because the pastor believes if you are giving to him, you are honoring God, right? If you're giving to the poor, you're honoring God. No. If you want to give to the poor, you give to the poor because they need it, not for honoring any God. If you want to give to a pastor, you know you are a religious nut. That's why you are giving to him. But you are not honoring any God. And no God will bless you for that. Alright? Because you are blessed to have to give. And when you give, in your time of need, people will give you also. It has nothing to do with any God. It's a natural order that what you sow, you reap. Whether you pray over it or not, what you sow, you reap. If you sow a yam into the ground, you will not reap cocoyam. It's yam you will reap. Whether you pray or not, you will reap it. All right, so you're supposed to know, he said, honor the Lord, right? Honor God. And he said, honor people. Then in Malachi chapter 1 verse 6, God said, if I am, he said, the son honors his father. And if I am the father, where is my honor? In other words, the son should honor the father. No son should disrespect his father. So if the Bible tell you to honor God, honor people, and the son honors his father, and in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 2, he said, honor your father and mother. So put your father in the place of God. Or no, let me say, your father is the real God. Put God, because God, you can put God anywhere you want. That's why they say make God first. Put God first in your life. Put God first in your marriage. That makes him an idol, right? So he cannot be where he wants it unless where you put him. So that's why God is an idol also. And that's why you worship him, because it's an idol. He cannot do anything by himself. You have to do that. You have to praise him. You have to worship him. You have to wake on him. You have to do all that because he's an idol. He's not almighty. You don't put almighty God first. You don't tell almighty God when to visit you. You don't welcome almighty God. Say, we are calling out, we gathered in your name, come. No. Almighty God is supposed to be everywhere. He's supposed to know everything. So he don't need you praying for him to do anything. He's supposed to act before you ask. Think about it. The almighty God that is alive supposed to act before you ask. So when he acts, there's no need for you to ask. You ask because he can act. And he can act because he does not exist. Think about it. So if you say honor God, honor people, and the God say he is a father, if a son honors the father, where is own honor? He's asking the people of Israel in book of Malachi chapter 1 verse 6, right? So, and in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 2, he say, honor your father and mother. So the same Bible tell you, honor God, honor your father. So if you believe that God exists, although you haven't seen him, how much more your own father whom you have seen? Honor your father, not any God. It does not exist. The only God you can honor is the God that is able to heal you when you are sick. God that is able to provide your food. That's what did your parents do to you that you're supposed to honor him? You don't need any law to honor your parents, because they took care of you from birth. So it's natural thing. You don't tell any child, oh, honor your parents. No, you don't do that. You're done. But religion force that. Say, honor. Religion want to teach you, want to show you that maybe you don't have life without their belief. You don't have life without their faith. You don't have their life without their teachings. You don't have life without their God. No, you have life. When you were born, your parents were taking care of you, providing for you, especially your father, your real father and mother. So you honor them. It's a natural thing to honor your parents. No child dishonors his parents. No child. No son dishonors his parents. Unless maybe along the line your parents decided to go to abandon you or to mistreat you, as some parents do. Of course, those children also naturally will disrespect such parents. But you see, our place, they still use the religion to hold you. You say, no matter what, even if your mother want to kill you, she's still your mother. You have to do this. No, it's not true. The reason why son must honor his parents, or should honor his, or not must. The reason why son do honor his parents is because they took care of him. They took care of him from birth. He did not ask for it. And it's not a must he repay them back. You don't have to repay them. But because you know they brought you forth, what they are part of you, whatever you have belongs to them also. You won't watch them suffer. You won't watch your father and mother suffer. But you see, today religion has made us watching our parents suffer. How? You give money to your parents. They take part of the money you have given to them and give it to the church. And they are suffering. Then the church keep putting pressure on you, keep putting burden on you. Say, do it for your parents, do it. Why are you leaving your parents? And they still also taking from you to build their church. So the burden everywhere. The little money you gave to your parents to take care of themselves, they take part of it. Some of them take like 90% of it and only take 10% for themselves. And they keep suffering. And the passerby or people or those army boss, they gossip. They will begin to run their mouth. Hey, he doesn't take care of his parents. She doesn't take care of, excuse me, the adult. After all, is the parents that are supposed to provide for the children, not children providing for the parents. Yes, but many of us don't consider that anymore, because religion says obey your parents. So you go and steal, you go and do prostitution and make money anyhow, then and come and give to your parents, say you're honoring them. You are not, because they didn't provide for you well. They send you away to go and work as slave to make it, right? So it is your father you're supposed to honor, because you can see your father. As I think it is John said that in 1 John chapter 4 verse 20, if I'm still right. He said that if you hate your brother whom you have seen, how can you say you love God whom you have not seen? You have not seen God. So how are you honoring God you have not seen? You're supposed to honor your father, honor your mother. So if you say honor God and honor father, right? Who do you honor? The one you see. You don't honor invisible being. You don't honor fairy. You don't honor imaginary being. You don't honor someone that does not exist. You don't honor a dead person. You don't. But you see, people honor dead people. Dead people don't know what you are doing. Say, honor God, honor people, honor your father and mother. So, can you be bold enough? Now you know that your parents are the God that created you. Your parents are the gods that created you. Your parents are the gods that born you. Are you bold enough to go and tell them, preach the truth to them, preach this factual truth? It's a factual truth nobody can deny. God created man in his own image. It's a lie. It's a fairy tale. It's a myth. It's not the truth. And you yourself, you cannot prove it. You cannot prove that God created you. You cannot. You only believe it. But you have proven, not that you will prove, you have proven that your parents gave birth to you. Without your parents, you won't be here. They are the one that brought you forth. But religion taught you, no, it's not your parents, it is God. So, honor your father. I honor my father. Since I found this truth, he is the God I know. My father is the God I know. My mother is the goddess I know. And my children, my siblings, we are gods. So whatever our parents are, we are. We were born or created in their own image and after their likeness. That's when God said, let us make man. That's when, like your father saying to your mother, let us make babies. That's what it is. So you're supposed to know that. But remember, in the society where we are today, religion has eaten into our parents and the siblings so much that if we dare tell them the truth, preach the gospel, preach the factual truth to them, because they are used to gospel truth, they will stone us. They will throw us away. Your father, your own mother will throw you away. They will be against you. They will say you are mad. They will ask you to get out because they have been brainwashed. Just like you before, truth set you free. But now truth has set you free. Are you both enough? Can you speak the factual truth? Can you preach the factual truth to your parents? How many of us are doing that? Can you do that? Can you preach the factual truth to your friends? Your friends also will throw you away. If you don't want to lose your friends, don't tell them the truth. If you don't want to lose your family members, don't tell them the truth. Because when you tell them the truth, that's why I want to encourage you to stay strong and expect that, listen, your own family members will throw you away. If you decided to follow the truth about God and the truth about your ancestors, these two truths are very important to Africans. There are other truths, but when it comes to truth about our God and our ancestors, it's very important. Our God is the one we can see. Our ancestors are the ones we cannot see, but we are part of them. That is the truth. That is the fact. And there's no one that can deny that. There's no one that can dispute that. Your parents are the gods you can see, and your ancestors are the gods you cannot see, though you are part of them and they are part of you. You are one with your ancestors. You are one with your parents. You are not one with any God in heaven. You are not one with any God of Israel. You are not one with any God of Judaism, Christianity, Islam. You are not one with that God because they are fairy tales or fairies. You're supposed to know this truth and be bold enough to preach it to your people. So when you read, like you Christians, when you read that place, Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, it's talking about your parents. Your father is that God that said to your mother, let us make babies. And their babies are their own image and likeness. They didn't give birth to animals. They gave birth to their fellow human beings. You should know that. So all this issue of who created you, who created you, your parents. Anything beyond that is a lie. Anything beyond that is confusion. Anything beyond that is story, fairy stories. The truth is this: your parents created you. Your father is the God in Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 that said to your mom, let us make babies. Let us make babies. And they made babies. That's why you are here today. You are not here today because any God created you. You are not alive because any God is keeping you alive. No, you are alive because you are living as a human being. If you see danger, you hide. If you see danger and stand, he will kill you. So you have not been kept alive by any God. Stop thanking God you have not sinned. If you must thank, if you must honor the living. Honor somebody that have done something, you see it and you appreciate it. Honor that person. The God you pray into, the God you believe in, you close your eyes. Even you have been trying to imagine how he will be. You can never see him. Because that God does not exist. They will attack you and chase you away as a fowl. You know chicken. You know how people chase away chicken. That's how your family members, your friends, people that used to respect you, that used to hold you dearly, they will chase you away. Simple because you are telling them the factual truth that they themselves know. But the fear of God, the fear of wrath, the fear of curse, the fear of hellfire, the fear of unknown, turn them against you. Oh, how I wish if it were when I used to preach Jesus Christ. Many of them coming from Nigeria. At least they will say, I never hear from you for a long time. But now, he's backsliding. He's a backslider. He's now worshiping Satan. He's a devil. I don't care. It's for my own good too. At least I'm in America, right? Even if I'm back home, it will save me a lot because I'm the one that always go to their house or do all that. And they don't do that much for me. So I'm not, whether it's in Africa or in America, I'm still good. It's better for me. For them seeing me as a chicken or as a fowl, they can drive away. Of course, some of them will come in disguise. They will come in disguise, but they are demonic. Because they are coming to attack you for telling them the factual truth. They are coming. They wear the face, you know. But that's not the face. It's a mask. You have to remove the mask to see them. And how do you remove the mask? Give them the truth, the factual truth. You will see them void. The mask will fall off. You will know they came to steal, to kill, and destroy. But you have the power, the word of truth, the factual truth, the word of factual truth to cast them away. So you're supposed to know that they will come. Some will come in disguise to attack you as the devil. They came as your friend, but they are devil. Just as they came as friend and invaded our ancestors and destroyed our land, steal our resources. But I want you to know, I want you to be prepared and ready, that when they come, you tell them, listen, before you came, I was prepared for this. Yes, you were prepared to know this truth before they came, and they cannot withstand you because you know what you are saying. But I'm encouraging you to stay bold. Those of you that are knowing this truth, keep posting it. Whether you know how to write it well or not, don't worry about that. You can write with your language. You can write with any type of way you know how to write. Write it. If I see, I will like it, I will comment, or I will share it. I do those things out of joy. I want to see our people wake up, because the more we wake up, the more the enemies is on the run. These people are waking up. If it's only few of us that wake up, they will still defeat us. But if many of us wake up, those few that remain asleep, we can cover them with a nice blanket to keep them warm. Then we go to the war and bring back our heritage. We will make it, my people. Africans, we are waking up and we will get there. So stay bold, stay woke, stay speaking until the truth prevail. This truth must prevail. That's what I know and that's what I heard, that the truth shall prevail. We must speak this truth to our parents. We must speak this truth to our friends. We must speak this truth to our siblings. I'm doing that. But anyone, my brothers, some of them, my brothers and sisters, some of them, they read what I'm posting. I also communicate with them, and I'm telling them the same thing. I'm not hiding it. I'm not afraid of what they will say. They can say anything. At least they know my life more than other people do. So, but they know me. They know I'm a stubborn type, and I'm not the type you can just sweep away. No, we have to dig it. We have to dig it until we know the truth, and that's what we'll continue doing. So I'm encouraging those of you that know the truth to continue speaking until the truth prevails in the hearts of those who love the truth, in the mind of those who love the truth. I've seen some people as I used to. There was time I used to also argue against anyone that is preaching against Christianity or against hellfire, against preaching for hellfire. So I was also doing that, right? But I also think after the argument, and I will make some posts and they ask us as a question. Check this, and atheist make this post. What do you think? What do you say? What is your take on this? The more I do, the more I find the truth, and the more I share it. And that is our duty. It's the duty of us all. It is our duty to seek for knowledge. Seek for knowledge, and when we find it, we spread it free of charge. There are some that are still selling the truth. They know. I don't support that. You say, okay, then put it in a book. Listen, we don't need a book. That's what I believe. We don't need books. Books supposed to be maybe for recording what happened in the past, which we can read. Excuse me. As I've been saying, if you have money to make books, write books, they don't sell it. Just give it to people free of charge. You don't have money and the people come say, oh, what you are teaching is wonderful. Let us make books. Let them contribute money. Print the book and give it out. You say, oh, without money you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Who said that? We can make money. Man made money. Man make money, right? We can make money. So if people like it, they can contribute money, but distribute it to people to read. All right? So, but all this issue of making money out of the knowledge we have, and it's a free knowledge, I don't support it. I can write, or even if I can't write, I can pay somebody to put what I'm saying in the book. Proofread it and edit it, do everything, and I sell it. I have seen people that have written books that I know I write better than them, but I'm writing books, I'm selling it, I'm making money. But that's not what we're supposed to be doing, since we know we have vowed to stand with the truth. The truth is this: if you, like now I'm working, I can say I'm taking part of my money to make books, but to me, why am I making books? Why I can go online? I can be online. I will reach more people through online that I'm writing books. You say, but you keep it. Of course. If you want to do that, you can go ahead, print it, but don't sell it. So do what you can. And as you're doing it, do it with all sincerity. Not for money. If you want to make money, go and work and make money. If you want to make money by selling the books, okay. But I thought you say we are saying we are spreading the truth. We're supposed to spread the truth free of charge. That's how it's supposed to be if it is the truth. If it's not truth, then you can spread it with money, use it to make money. But if it's true, don't use it to make money. Share with the people and let people, be happy for you. So this is what I want to share with us. That's why I titled it, Can You Speak the Truth? Can you speak the factual truth to your people? If you know the truth, speak it to them. I'm speaking it to them, and many of them are against me. People from my village, people from my town, my kinsmen, you know, people that know me very well, know my family. Oh, yeah. They're against me. People that don't know me, that are from other countries, other places, they are against me. Okay. However they want it, I'm digging it out with them. Sincerely, I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for money. All right? So, my people, my friends, let us honor one another. We exist. Let us stop honoring imaginary God that does not exist. Our parents are our gods, and we are their children, right? So if you're a parent, you are a god. Like now, I'm a god. But I cannot reproduce without a goddess. So the idea of having God without goddess is wrong. But the idea of having God and goddess is a proven fact and is right. But that one God making all things and even creating you is a lie. Thank you, my friends and family, and thank you for listening. Please don't be against the truth, but be for the truth. Peace. Love you.